my life would not be happier. In fact, it'd be worse if I had 6 or 8 houses, or a whole bunch of different things I could have. It just doesn't correlate.
Money can fly faster than a hummingbird when not handled wisely. Inspired by none other than Warren Buffett, an American business magnate, investor, philanthropist, and current chairman and CEO of Berkshire Hathaway, we're uncovering 7 things poor people waste money on. Yes, we're discussing that elusive art of frugal living for your journey to financial independence. All right, let's ease into this with our first offender. 1. High-interest debt. Now, this one's a doozy. Debt's a bit like a snowball rolling down a hill. It starts small, but if left unchecked, it grows and grows until it becomes a financial avalanche. You don't need to be an economics whiz to know that debt can be a nightmare, right? Especially those pesky high-interest ones. Credit cards? Yeah, we're looking at you. You might ask, but what can we do? Life happens. And we hear you. We all have unexpected expenses pop up. But here's a little golden nugget from Earl Wilson, who is a legendary American professional baseball pitcher. If you think nobody cares if you're alive, try missing a couple of credit card payments.
Shouldn't buy on borrowed money. You should pay off all credit card debt before you buy, because any securities, because you're paying 18% on credit card debt, and you're not going to make more than 18% a year in the market.
It sounds harsh, but the message is clear. Avoid high-interest debt like the plague. It's one of those chains that keep your financial freedom locked away. So instead of using credit like a Wild West gunslinger, let's take a leaf out of Mr. Buffett's book. Build an emergency fund, budget wisely, and live within your means. No one's saying you can't have fun. Just ensure the fun isn't funded by a high-interest loan that will hang around your neck like a millstone. Remember, we're in this together. Ditching high-interest debt is a sprint, it's a marathon. But trust me, the finish line is worth it. Your financially independent life. So lace up those running shoes because this race is on. All right, let's pull back the curtain on another sneaky money waster. 2. Expensive convenience food. Oh yeah, the sweet siren calls of takeout on a busy Tuesday night. But let's face it, we've all been there. Pizza, Chinese, or the increasingly popular meal kits seem like lifesavers, right? However, have you ever given thought to the price tag on convenience? Let's say you order a meal that costs $20. That might sound like little, but do it thrice a week, and you're looking at $240 a month. Over a year, that's a whopping $2,880. You could buy a used car with that kind of money, or take a trip to Europe, or invest in it. So, is it worth spending a small fortune on food you can whip up at home for a fraction of the cost?
Restaurant food is entertainment, it is not nutrition. If you want to do entertainment, you do entertainment when you're not broke and in debt and don't have an emergency fund. You will have a better meal when you learn to cook at home.
We're not saying you must transform into a gourmet chef overnight, but consider this. The art of cooking is not just good for your pocket, but also a priceless skill that's always in demand. So, next time you're tempted to reach for that food delivery app after a tiring day, give your kitchen a second glance. It might be time to spark a new relationship with your pots and pans. Because remember, a penny saved on takeout could be $1 earned in your future investments. And as the old saying goes, the best way to a man's wealth is through his stomach. We might have tweaked that a bit, but you get the gist. 3. Cigarettes and alcohols. Try and picture this. You being cozy on your couch, throwing bucks into a fire. You'd say that's ludicrous, wouldn't you? Well, smoking cigarettes and guzzling alcohol is the financial equivalent of that pyromaniac stunt. Hold on a sec. We're not preaching sobriety or advocating for the abolition of fun. But let's crunch some numbers, shall we? The average price of a pack of cigarettes is about $6.28. If you're a pack-a-day person, that's over $2,000 a year gone up in smoke. Quite literally. Let's talk about our friend, alcohol. No judgment here. We all enjoy a good tipple occasionally. But even a modest $10 bottle of wine every other night racks up to about $1,825 annually. That's a vacation to Hawaii if you consider it. Trade the bottle for a beach. Now combine these two and you're looking at a neat $3,825 each year. That's a whole lot of dough disappearing into thin air.
Drinking in the city is expensive. I mean, $200, including the Uber for one night, just to go out and get drinks with your friends.
It's a damn good night out.
Yeah, it's fun, but yeah, it's very pricey.
Sure, it seems like just a few dollars here and there, but over time it all adds up like a stealthy financial pickpocket. So, what's the point of all this number crunching? Are we just trying to be killjoys? Well, no. But we are trying to stress the value of frugality and wise choices. Our buddy Warren didn't amass his billions by squandering cash on temporary pleasures, did he? When it comes to money matters, the little things often have the most significant impact. That casual drag or nightly sip may not seem like much, but they're slowly draining your pocket. And that separates the poor from the rich. In the grand game of life, think of these habits as the unseen termites gnawing away at the foundation of your financial house. Ignoring them won't make them disappear, but addressing them can make a difference to your bottom line. Sure, saying goodbye to these vices might be tough, but every penny saved is a penny earned. So the next time you reach for that cigarette or uncork that wine bottle, remember this: small changes can lead to big savings. And as Warren Buffett would say, do not save what is left after spending, instead spend what is left after saving. Take it from the master himself. These little lifestyle adjustments could be your ticket to financial independence. That sounds like a trade-off worth considering, right? Well, that's for you to decide. Now let's slide into our next financial folly. Fourth, overspending on clothes. Before you pull out your pitchforks, let us clarify. We aren't implying you should wrap yourself in burlap sacks. Style is important. However, did you ever consider if your wardrobe expenses might be inching into Manolo Blahnik territory when your budget is more Old Navy? You see, clothes are a lot like cars. They lose a chunk of their value when they're out of the store. That $200 designer shirt you're wearing? Yeah, it's about as good as a $20 one for its job, covering you decently. Let's play a quick game. Think about the last time you bought an expensive outfit. Now, how many times have you worn it? If it's less than you can count on one hand, that's a case of more dollars than cents, as a grandma would say. You might say, but I need to look good. And we agree. But looking good doesn't always mean spending big. The key is to buy smart. A few quality staples can carry you further than a closet full of flashy wear that you'll only use once. After all, why break the bank when you can break the mold? As our buddy Warren says, price is what you pay, value is what you get. Clothes might give you instant gratification, but they aren't assets. Their value depreciates faster than a new car driven off the lot. So think twice the next time you swipe that card for the shiny new garment. Does your wallet agree with your fashion sense? If not, it's best to return that impulse buy on the rack, because your financial well-being is more fashionable than you think. Let's roll on to the next big money sinkhole. Fifth, car leasing. To lease or not to lease, that is the question. It's like dating a car instead of marrying it, right? It's all fun and games until you realize you're pouring money into something you'll never own. Think about it. Those shiny wheels might give you instant street cred, but do they justify the hefty price tag that comes with it? Leasing often seems more affordable because of the lower monthly payments, but the devil is in the details. Add up the costs over the lease period, and your jaw might hit the floor. Remember, as soon as you drive that vehicle off the lot, it's depreciating faster than you can say 0 to 60. And the worst news? At the end of the lease term, you have nothing to show for all the money you've shelled out. So, before signing that dotted line, think about the long term. That slightly older but reliable car you can own outright is a better deal. It might not have the same swagger, but your bank balance will. After all, isn't financial freedom the ultimate status symbol? Buffett says, if you buy things you do not need, soon you will have to sell things you need. 6. The irresistible lure of the latest technology and gadgets. Oh, the thrill of unboxing a new smartphone. The joy of a new gaming console. The sheer excitement of having a drone that, let's face it, we'll use maybe twice. There's no denying we live in an age of technological marvels. But as much as we love our gadgets, it's too easy to get caught up in the flashy world of the latest tech, even when our old devices work just fine. Consider this. Did you know our frugal hero Warren Buffett reportedly once used a flip phone when top smartphones were available? That's right. One of the world's wealthiest men opts for a no-frills device, while most drool over the latest smartphones. Although he was reported to have upgraded now to an iPhone according to a blog post by CNBC, but that's surely food for thought, right? Here's a pro tip. Instead of buying into the hype of every new gadget, slow down and evaluate. Do you really need it or just want it because it's the latest and greatest? Remember, today's cutting-edge tech is tomorrow's discount rack special. Patience can save your wallet a hefty hit. After all, do we want our hard-earned cash to be used for a shiny new gadget that'll be old news in 6 months? Or do we want it to grow and bring us a step closer to financial independence? We're sure Mr. Buffett would choose the latter, and you're starting to think the same. Remember, being smart with money also means being smart with tech. So let's keep our tech thirst in check and our financial goals in sight. Now, sit tight because our next budget buster might hit close to home. 7. Gambling. Gambling! The thrill of the game, tension, and chance of a big win is tantalizing. But let's be honest. More often than not, the house always wins. You might be saying, but it's just for fun. We're not trying to make a living out of it. Sure, a little flutter here and there for entertainment might seem harmless. But when it starts eating into your savings or leading you into debt, that's when the alarm bells should ring. A 2022 article from The Guardian reveals a significant discrepancy in reported gambling addiction rates, as per a groundbreaking research study. The study indicates that the actual number of people suffering from gambling addiction could be nearly 9-fold higher than what the betting industry reports. This research found that 1.4 million individuals are negatively affected by their own gambling habits, and an additional 1.5 million are in a precarious situation, being at a high risk of developing an addiction. Consider this wisdom nugget: the only way to get rich from a get-rich-quick scheme is to be the promoter, not the customer. Or in our case, to be the casino, not the gambler. Investing wisely and with patience is the key to building wealth, not hoping Lady Luck smiles upon you. If Warren Buffett, one of the wealthiest men on the planet, got there by methodical investing and not by rolling dice, isn't that worth emulating? So, the next time you're feeling lucky and are about to place a bet, remember, it's not just about winning. It's about winning consistently. And that's a game the house has rigged in their favor. Why gamble in poverty when you can invest your way to wealth? The choice is yours, my friends. Remember, the real jackpot is financial independence. You won't win that at the... Our journey through the 7 things poor people waste money on was inspired by none other than the Sultan of saving himself, Warren Buffett. We've laughed, learned, and even looked at our spending habits through a new lens. One thing is sure, mastering our money is no small feat, but it's a journey worth taking. If you've made it this far, pat yourself. You're already on the right track. Remember, the road to financial independence starts with one step, or in our case, one less takeout pizza, right? If you're concerned about your financial security and are thinking about investing, check out the first link in the description. It's the platform I use, Interactive Brokers. Click the link to learn. Now, don't keep these nuggets of knowledge to yourself. Share this video with friends and family who could use a little financial enlightenment. While at it, hit that like button if you found this video helpful and drop a comment to let us know your favorite tip. Kindly subscribe to our channel and don't forget to click through this video right here for more juicy content you surely wouldn't want to miss. See you in the next video.